President Obama today previewing his State of the Union address and his ideas to protect the nation from cybersecurity attacks.
Major companies get hacked. America's personal information, including financial information, gets stolen. And the problem is growing, and it costs us billions of dollars. This is a direct threat to the economic security of American families, and we've got to stop it. If we're going to be connected, then we need to be protected.
But while the president was speaking, these Centcom Twitter and YouTube accounts were hacked by the Islamic State. The pages were quickly taken down. They have not been restored to order. For more on today's, timing is everything here, today's cyber attack and the president's plans, I'm joined by the CEO and founder of the Macalan Group, Bruce Parkman. Bruce, good evening. It's great to have you.
Cheryl, thank you so much for having me on the show.
The Centcom was hacked while the president was talking about cybersecurity. Are we behind the ball?
No, not really, Cheryl. I mean, I don't see this as nothing more than a coincidence. When terrorists or hackers, and that's what these are, they want to make a connection between an event and a hack, they're going to say something. The messaging that was released during this compromise of the Twitter account indicated that there was no connection between the two of them. But you know, at the same time, the Central Command needs to investigate this, make sure that their access controls were in place, look at how this hack, how the compromise occurred, and then look at how they're going to go ahead and increase the security measures that they either have on the account or surrounding the people that have access
Bruce,
to the
I mean,
account.
this is the official U.S. This is the social media pages and accounts, Twitter, I don't care if it's Twitter, Facebook, whatever, Instagram, of Centcom. I mean, this is why I think that this is so troubling. I mean, not just, and we're learning more tonight, more details, pro-ISIS messages, the video that was posted, everything, but emails, partial social security numbers. I mean, this hack was a little more broader in scale, it seems, and Centcom is going to have to do some serious investigations. I mean, if we can't protect Centcom, then what else can we protect?
Right, but remember, Cheryl, this was not a compromise of a military system. This was actually a compromise of a social media system, which is not connected to anything at the U.S. Central Command. Mm-hmm. So while they did post, and a lot of the stuff that they posted was readily available, open source material, none of it was sensitive, none of it was classified. This was clearly an attempt to demoralize our soldiers, mm-hmm. and this needs to be recognized as nothing more than that. A hack in the cybersecurity sense of the world means that they actually penetrated our national security systems. This did not take place.
Well, let me ask you this, then. Part of what the president talked about today, because really we are under two threats of terrorism, cyber terrorism and then physical terrorism. In the cyber terrorist world, the president says that this should be a public-private partnership to defeat cyber attacks around the world. Do you see anything wrong with that strategy?
No, but the problem is that right now the government needs to take the first steps in establishing the trust between the private and the public sector. Right now, through regulation, and if they pass some of the cybersecurity regulation they're looking at, like the Cybersecurity Information Sharing Act, they're going to put their foot on the neck of American businesses more and more. That is not going to benefit the relationship between Washington and the public sector. They have to realize that regulation comes with a price to business, and that, yes, if they're going to want to foster cooperation, I think one of the first things they should do is create a national capability housed in the Department of Homeland Security that has the ability to investigate cyber attacks because they have the resources of the Department of Justice and the FBI, and then hack back in defense of U.S. companies and show us, the consumer, the American company, that the American government has my back. When that happens, you're going to see a lot more trust take place between the public and private sector.
Bruce, before I let you go, one thing, really just about an hour ago, there was a posting on Facebook. It's actually kind of gone viral. That the hacking group Anonymous says that they're going to go after ISIS in the cyber world. You've got Anonymous, who's done a lot of destruction to U.S. corporations, going after ISIS. I mean, what do you make of that? I was a bit surprised by that.
Well, heck, maybe it was Anonymous that took down North Korea for those 9 hours about, 2 or 3 weeks ago. And this is a critical point when you talk about cybersecurity, is that you never know who is actually conducting the attacks. And if Anonymous decides to go after ISIS, I mean, you never know who your enemies are. And this might be one of those frenemy points where, an hacktivist group that's usually against America is actually siding with them. You just never know who your friends are sometimes.
Yeah, Bruce, I tell you, it's going to be interesting to see what we learn from all of this, especially the Centcom attack today. Bruce Parkman. Bruce, thank you very much. It was good to have you on the show.
Cheryl, thanks again, and take care of yourself.
Well.